Hi everyone, my name is Ivan, and today I am eager to talk to you about motivation to study. Since I have many students throughout last decade, I actually looked through many stories and attitudes of people, students and parents who somehow tried to find themselves on the path to the study success. And I want to say that, first of all, your future success in any kind of study, school study, university studies, college, maybe you want to receive pilot license, maybe you are learning arts, maybe you're going through some psychological courses, whatever. Wherever you go, future success depends on the motivation you are creating from within. Many people think that motivation is something that is just coming to you when you kind of find the right track. But that's not the case generally, because our life is very unpredictable and we have to rule ourselves. We have to manage ourselves in the life course. Okay. So I want to talk to you about three bridges that connect point A and point B. The names of those bridges are the bridge to what you like, the bridge to the unknown, and the bridge to inner power. Let's talk about them a bit more in details, and I hope you'll get the main point. So first is bridge to what you like. In many cases, studies are something which are not very much inspiring to people. Okay, I know boys who love sports, but they have to learn math. I know girls who love arts, but they have to learn history, for example. Okay, I know people, adults, who want to develop their skills and to upgrade their skills on the working place, but they actually do not like their job so much, and they have many hobbies aside, and they have to find a motivation what to do in this case. And first way is to find the connection of what you like to what you learn, or from what you learn to what you like. Okay. For example, you love arts, you are drawing, maybe painting something or making some sculptures, maybe you're creating some cartoons, but you are studying math. And math is something boring thing, but you have to anyway master it in order to go to college, in order to go to university, or just your parents want you to do that, or your teachers want you to do that, whatever. Or your best friend is good in math and you want kind of to catch up. But basically, there is a hint to find connection between arts and math. Math is not such a boring thing as many people think. Math is very artistic to some extent. Just the art in math is coded. We have shapes which could be beautiful. Geometrical shapes, 2D shapes or 3D shapes. There are laws behind them. And actually in arts, in making cartoons and writing scenarios, there are also laws how to write interesting scenario. There are laws in math. There is logics in arts, in how you draw a picture, and there is logics in math, how the numbers are calculated. So switch on your creativity and try to find some connections. And then math could be helpful for you to draw better pictures. And art could be a source of inspiration to dig into math and to find more harmony there than it seems there is. Okay, so this is example for arts, for example, and math. Physics and sports. A girl loves volleyball, for example, and she has to study physics, physical science, which she hates probably. But there is a connection anyways. Blood is running in your vessels and there is blood pressure. There are hydraulic laws which are operating what's going on in your blood vessels. When you have when you're in a good physical shape, Yeah, your heart pushes blood through the whole blood system, yeah, in order to bring oxygen to everywhere it's necessary. And oxygen is also good part of a rocket fuel, which is more about rocket science and physical science in a sense. Okay, so you can find connections. All your movements, levers in the organism, all your movements are somehow connected to physical laws, and you can learn amount of heat you produce while training, amount of sweat which has to compensate by evaporating the heat produced. Everything is about physics. Sometimes it's boring when you don't see any connection, but when you start seeing connections, it becomes more and more interesting. Or another case, language and technologies. Maybe a person likes technologies, making something with own hands or helping elders to build a building or making some radio electronic devices, whatever. But this boy is just learning languages, English, French, Chinese, whatever. And especially if it's your native language you're learning, it's more boring, maybe, yeah? If you're learning foreign language, it's boring and it's frightening because you don't understand anything at all. But again, you can find a lot of technological stuff in the language constructions, how language was created, how it works, what makes it efficient. So again, you can find many, many bridges, and that becomes interesting, okay? Second point is bridge to the unknown. Actually, we will never find something really inspiring unless we start looking for it. When we were born, the whole universe was our family, our parents, and that's it. Maybe if you're one child in the family, or if you're a first child. But then you started to open this universe and see that something is around it. And you found some friends, probably in the yard or in the kindergarten, or in some other places. And you start to think that world is much wider than previously you're thinking of. And it becomes even more interesting to talk with friends than to talk to your parents sometimes, okay? Then you develop other views on the parents and friends and people around you. You find some teachers, you find some educators in your life. You find some elder ones who are really loving you and giving you great hope. So your universe is expanding more and more from two parents to more and more people. You did not know that universe is that much great unless you stepped into it. And actually, this kind of example, you can apply to anything, to any learning. You're starting to learn biology, for example, and you think, I hate biology because my parents are biologists and they're always tired and I don't want. But probably after some time, when you dig into it, you find out that actually it's very interesting science, which is so exciting, which is so moving sometimes, yeah, and so unexpected. Then you really get interested. So step to the unknown is a leap of faith sometimes, yeah. But after making it, you discover something you would never discover if you never made those steps. In the childhood, we're just reading books about somebody inventing something, or about somebody exploring the world, or about somebody creating new value system in the society, whatever. But then we start to experiment and we are making our own inventions. We are writing our own books, yeah? We are building our own educational courses. And unless we try, again, we will never feel we can like it. Of course, we will not like everything, but we have to try. Sometimes our hobbies become our jobs. So something we just like to do, eventually we'll find out that we can monetize it or we can just serve with it to other people. and people like it. And you think, okay, why should I continue previous boring job if I find something nice, new, and interesting? Actually, it's again about stepping into the unknown. Hobbies is something you just try. You have no obligations. You have no stress or pressure. You just try something. Okay, is it interesting or not? Maybe yes, maybe no. Let's try. Oh, it's not so much. What about it? Books? Maybe this book is interesting. This is not so much interesting. Games? Maybe this is not so much, and another one maybe a bit more. Talking to people, making friends, drawing arts, maybe watching videos and teaching others, and building something with your own hands. Just try. Just try to find, okay, maybe I like it. I'll do it by myself, okay? And just take your time, you do what you like, and in kind of regular time, on general time, you do your job, you do your studies, but this hobby time, it's your pleasure time, okay? But eventually you can make this pleasure time your real job, which you enjoy. So this is second bridge to the unknown. And third bridge is bridge to your inner power. Actually, inner power is not something which is just arising inside of you because you just found right track in your life. It usually never happens. You can wait for it happens, but usually it doesn't. Actually, when you're doing something you are not acquainted so much with, something which is not so much familiar and easy, you are building your discipline. You are pushing yourself sometimes. And that's quite necessary to build your character. Sometimes when you are learning something, even in the beginning you feel it's not so difficult, then it becomes more and more intense or more and more complicated, and you do not have power to grasp everything and digest everything. But you can again switch on your willpower to go over your difficulties and to find your new victory. And actually it's about organizing your growth process and tracking your growth process and developing your skills, being aware of what you do. That's very, very important to eventually become a person of a strong character, which other people would admire, okay? So you are going through some steps of difficulties. You are organizing yourself. You are managing yourself. You are aware of the process. And eventually you start even teaching others about how to do that. So those three bridges are really helpful for you to find motivation. Anyway, you will grow in your life. Many people do, okay? Anyway, you will do your hobbies. Anyway, you will step to the unknown. But if you know about those three bridges in the beginning, you can say, okay, whatever happens with my studies, either I like it or not. It's yet unknown. That's why I cannot like it or dislike it. Yeah, I just don't know it so much. But knowing those three bridges, you can start building connections between what you like and what you learn. You can start stepping out of a habitual sphere of your life and become brave to learn and discover new things. And eventually you build up your inner power because you make your self-discipline and raise your willpower to overcome whatever is not going well, whatever is trying to defeat you first, but eventually you are a victor, okay? So those three bridges is a hint that will help you to become better in any kind of studies, at school, in the university, wherever else. Thank you for watching. If you like this content and if you like some points, maybe you can share in the comments. You can press the like button and subscribe to our channel because many new videos would be here soon. Okay, thank you for your attention and for your attention to your own growth. Wish you all the best and bye.